that can get transferred from one season to the next, and by fermenting it, you break that life cycle of the disease. And it's also an aesthetic thing where you have a tomato seed like you buy in the a store-bought package. If you don't do this fermenting, you have that gelatinous coat on it, and it's funky, and it rots. And the idea, this is a wet processing for seed saving, because this tomato plant is going to drop the tomato as it rots. It's going to fall on the ground. It's never going to dry out. This particular thing, it's just designed for that, right? So it's got this gelatinous seed coat, and the seed is wet all the time, and it's not sprouting. If you had a bean and you got it wet, it'd start sprouting right away. So there's dry processing for collards or whatever, and there's wet processing. So certain things that have a wet membrane around them all the time, like a zucchini, is just never going to have dry seeds on the plant. It's designed to fall and rot and grow right back where it is. But we ferment this, and it takes about a week. You don't add water, and you put it in a salsa container or a jar, and you just you do it. So this, to me, because it's called Berkeley Tide, it looks like it's a green zebra, and I don't know what the red is, but it's a cool looking one, and hopefully it tastes good. But yeah, so.
Is that the one from up here?
No, the client gave it to me. It's not. We're not growing it here. But it's
Can you, Chris, can you actually ferment it for too long?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it can get funky. You want mold on it, actually.
Yeah.
You want the white mold, and then it can get like a black mold,
Mine's got,
brown and purple. I mean, molds come in different colors, right?
mine's got green mold, but it's a black bit in it now.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
You don't want that. So you want to, can't do much about it. But anyway, so I'm just getting the seeds out, right?
Black mold is toxic.
Yeah. And it just means you have black mold where you live, unfortunately, if it's coming in. But anyway, so you get it out, and if someone's making salsa, you could, or soup or something, you can still eat that, but it's just not so appealing, right? Right now. But,
So, this is a hybrid tomato?
is it?
Well,
I don't know.
You were saying that you thought it was
A cross, but that's not.
cross.
Right.
So, genetically, do you think it's going to come?
I'm going to try to do some research because I just got it yesterday, and I don't know, but there's this guy, Fred Hempel with Bahia Nietzsche. He's a geneticist. He's a reformed GMO, genetically engineered organism scientist. Worked for Genentech, but he's quite comfortable with making hybrids and then making them into open pollinated after a few generations. So hybrid doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just you cannot grow it true to type.
Right.
So we'll just contact him and say, is this your tomato? So it looks like it is. Berkeley tie-dye. It seems like a local. I've never heard of it before, and we'll see. We might need it. So if it's a recent hybrid, then maybe in about 5 years of growing, if we keep selecting the modeled cool colors on it, then we can have a stabilized open pollinated variety. So we can make our own open pollinated things from hybrids. It's just you got to know when you're growing a Sun Gold cherry tomato. It's one of the best tasting cherry tomatoes. A lot of taste tests.